So a lot of like manufacturers just create a product with internet capabilities, but with minimal to no security infrastructure whatsoever. So a lot of these devices are super insecure. If there's enough of them, like there's a bunch of vulnerabilities out there and too many exploits where a lot of like threats and attacks can take place. And that's just a growing thing because that's the world that we live in terms of act fast, think later. Like
something like that.
To a degree, yeah. Where we're just, oh yeah, it is a good idea, but with little to no regard as to what the repercussions could be. It's not so much of like, can we do it, but should we do it? Like, should everything have internet capabilities like a refrigerator?
Welcome back
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Hey, yo.
Woo! That was the first time I do a woo.
It's the first time we get it right.
Yeah.
In a while.
In a while. Yeah, I was like, for a second, I was like, wait, did I mess that up already? But we got it. We rolling. 2 more weeks to the end of the year. And things are going down in the crypto space.
Tell me pullback.
It's only
10%.
I mean, like, things are going down. Like, things are happening. But yeah, it's also true.
I thought you meant I thought you meant Bitcoin drop. Okay.
Yeah, but
it's only 10% what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's start with that. It's only a 10% drop.
Well, I will clarify. It's not 10% from current price. It's 10% from top wick to bottom wick.
Okay.
Let's just make that clear.
Yeah, so right now we're currently sitting at like what, 41,300?
41,387.
And we are at block height 820,925. Currently 2,412 Satoshis per dollar.
So if I go from top wick to current price, we're only down 7%.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping for more good news.
I'm gonna put it from 35 to peak. We're up 24% to current price. We're still up 15% from 35,000 to where we are right now.
But like more good news. I mean, I'm hoping for more red candles.
More red candles. More buying opportunities.
More buying opportunities. Yeah. You get the bags a little bit bigger right before the big.
I mean, pullbacks are needed for a healthy upside.
Absolutely. It's just
actually not even pullbacks because this is a pullback. Healthy corrections are needed.
Yeah, you gotta test the support lines and just make sure that they're solid where they're supposed to be at. But like, it's just been expected. We've had 11 straight weeks of money being funded into crypto, and a lot of upside in like Bitcoin pricing. When did it start going down?
24 hours ago.
Yeah,
maybe 48 now, and now it's just there at 41.4.
Okay. You have anything to say about that? Any reasoning for this corrections?
It was a liquidation hunt. And we were over leveraged. RSIs were all at the top.
That's what I wanted to hear. Over leveraged.
Market, the market was people were playing with not their money, and they were like, crypto's like, let me take it back.
You know what? Yeah, time to make some capital.
And RSIs on almost all the time frames were at the top end. To be clear, 12 hours on the bottom, 8 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour, like all those frames are down. Daily's on the way down. Weekly's just dropped a little bit. Weekly's still on the top end.
It's still on the top end, yeah.
So that weekly, that longer time frame market outlook
still has...
There's still room for pain here.
Yeah,
there's still room to go down.
Absolutely.
So
that's why I'm optimistic.
Whoever is on leverage, pay attention.
Yeah, that's why I'm optimistic that the price is going to go down.
Have just tight stop losses.
Clarifications. Yeah. I'm not a trader, though, so... I don't trade on this.
And those who are just buying Bitcoin, right now is not the time to buy, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, but we don't know what the market holds. We cannot predict the future. We just kind of like analyze it a little bit. But yeah, that over leveraging thing is what I think that pretty much caused a good portion of those.
And our sides were also way overbought on all the time frames on everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the high risk investors, the people on high leverage, like 50 to 100x,
That's stupid.
Once they start seeing some major losses, they're like, hold on, I got to pull, and they liquidate. And then the other people who are a little bit less
paper hands on spot are also going to exit out.
Yeah. So that kind of goes into like the game theory where Bitcoin kind of like supports the people who are not super risk takers and not just in it for quick gains, and more so in it for like the long-term healthy growth.
Also, not going to just talk about Bitcoin.
Oh, for sure. No. We got a jam-packed episode today. What are you talking about?
A lot of alts that were also riding that Bitcoin high. The ones that got obviously hit by the Bitcoin going down. A lot of those alts also bounced back pretty quick.
Yeah. They bounced back?
Yeah.
Okay. So once you saw some stabilization in Bitcoin, they're like, hold on.
Like Cosmo today was up 20%.
Oh, wow. That's...
AVAX was recovered pretty quick.
Okay. So they're seeing some greens still.
Yeah. Well,
some green candles. That's good for them. That's good for the alts.
Let me pull up the bubbles.
The bubbles. Very important to have the bubbles.
And let me go here.
And by bubbles, we're talking about banter bubbles.
Banter bubbles.
Nah, we don't want bubbles in the market.
Let me log into my bubbles real quick.
No bubbles.
And let me put it on Bitcoin as a price. So we can see how everything has reacted.
Oh, it has that option in banter bubbles?
Yes.
Oh, that's solid. Good developers over there at banter bubbles. They know what's up. Pricing things in Bitcoin.
So pricing in Bitcoin. Right now, let me look. Phantom up 2%, DOT up 2%. That within the last hour. If we're gonna go to the daily time frame, Atom up 18%, TIA up 11%, Beam, a gaming token, up 11%, Render up 4%.
Render?
Yeah, Render.
I've never heard of that one.
It's if I'm not mistaken, it's built on Cosmos,
Atoms.
Yeah, I think I gotta look into it real quick. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of new millionaires to come out of these alts, as a lot of people are expecting. They're just new opportunities, new ways to improve the market, and it's definitely can be lucrative if you are careful with the risk that you're taking and you're on top of it, at least somewhat on top of it, more so than other like more long-term assets that have been around for a little bit longer.
Real quick, so Render is a network foundation. The Render network is the leading provider of decentralized DPU-based rendering solutions, revolutionizing the digital creation process. The network connects node operations looking to monetize their idle GPU computer power with artists looking to scale intensive 3D rendering work and applications to the cloud. There's more to it, but that's the gist. It's the peer-to-peer decentralization.
Interesting. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so that token's up 4%. Ordinals up 10%.
Up 10%, even though Bitcoin's down.
Yeah.
Because that's in price in Bitcoin.
This is price in Bitcoin, not dollars.
So remind me again, Ordis is like a BRC20 token?
Yes.
Okay. So it's on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Correct.
And it's pretty much like on the Bitcoin network. So
yeah.
Essentially it's like a derivative of Bitcoin. So that's actually not a bad thing, in my opinion. Like that's actually a solid opportunity there, specifically the fact that it is enabling like smart contracts in a sense to
so it's not smart contracts. It's just for ordinals itself.
Mm-hmm. Just for ordinals.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a quick little description of what ordi
on what
is.
Ordis are. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's a lot of new coins out there coming out. This market bull run has just started, even though we are seeing a bit of a pullback correction. It's normal.
Yeah, from full top to where we are right now is only 7%. From wick to wick, only 10. We have 10 room for another 10.
We got hundreds of days ahead of us for this whole cycle to play itself out. So, you found anything?
No, not on CoinGecko of what it is.
Yeah, so like ordinals are similar to NFTs where like you're inscribing information on individual Satoshis, But if there's like the specific ORDI thing, I'm not too informed.
Yeah,
on.
as the fundamentals for it, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, well then, let's not like harp on it. We'll just
Phantom's up 7%.
inform ourselves, and we'll bring you back that information for next week's episode.
Phantom's up 7%, and Atom, which we do know what Atom is, or at least you do, because you
Cosmos.
It's up 18.
Okay.
For the day.
Damn, yeah, there's good returns on the market out there. Then that's not.
ADA's up 4%.
ADA?
Cardano.
Yeah. Bad news would be if all markets are red, and you just see everything red.
The expected thing to happen now is Bitcoin dominance to go down, money from Bitcoin to move over and start flowing into alts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be the next move for sure.
To really see that altcoin run happen. There's still room for it to go down here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Do you think this has anything to do with Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah, probably. With those are those paper hands.
The paper hands.
The people that know. Elizabeth Warren hasn't gotten a single bill passed since she's been in there.
Yeah. So she has introduced bill Digital Assets Anti-Money Laundering Act, S2669, 118th Congress. Pretty much trying to add more or add crypto to the Digital Assets Anti-Money Laundering Act, making it so that if you're running a Bitcoin miner, a Bitcoin node, anyone who provides digital wallets to implement KYCs and like just general know your client laws, the thing is, at least the miners and the validators, there's no way for them to implement KYC.
No,
it's just not possible. It's not in the software. It's not in the, like,
same in the wallets. Maybe for like digital.
So like there's
hardware wallets gonna be difficult.
So the thing is, okay, so there's centralized wallets that are like provided by like Robinhood, Coinbase.
Correct.
Those can implement KYC.
Hot wallets. Hardware wallets you have to make it so that when you go to buy them, once you sign in, you have to give up certain information. At that time, you just won't buy that wallet.
Well, yeah. So like centralized wallets specific. That's like Ledger's also one of those that can technically.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Mm-hmm.
Ledger for the most part is a hard wallet.
Cold storage.
Storage.
Yeah, hard because it's physical.
Yes.
But then cold because it
doesn't connect to the internet.
Yeah,
correct.
it's offline.
But
then there's open source wallets that are just out there on the internet that you could run on your own computer and it'll still communicate with the Bitcoin
network.
You run on your own node, not necessarily your computer. You just have to be running like the Bitcoin network on there. But yeah, it's just not gonna. I just don't see it in any way possible shape that it's that it will pass because
she hasn't passed any.
She hasn't passed any. She has.
She's 0 for 0.
0 for 300.
For 300. I said 0 for 0 just because I know the number.
Yeah, 0 for 300. It's more than 300 or.
I saw a number. She had
a bunch of bills that never passed into law.
She had 100 like from 2020 to 2021. She had like 80 from 2019 to 2020, and then she had like another 100, like 80 something. She has a bunch. She hasn't passed any.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much she makes a year. Her federal.
It's not like it's not even at the six figures.
It is.
It's at 6 figures.
Yeah.
Oh, then
it's $250,000 a year.
Oh, then I saw something else. Then $250,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, her net worth.
Where in the millions is it? Because it has to be in the millions.
It's multi.
Yeah, double digits.
Double digit
millions.
It's 60 million.
60 million?
Yep.
60 million?
Yep.
I'm sorry, that was kind of loud. Okay. That's insane.
Her net worth is $60 million. 59, I think.
How? Stocks? Investments?
Sure.
Yeah. Legalized government betting, I guess. I don't know. Not betting, because they just
insider trading.
Insider trading. It's the correct terms.
You know what she did with Gary
Gensler?
Yeah.
What?
So every time
she appointed Gary Gensler. Like, she's like good friends with him.
Yeah. You know what she did with our good friend Gary?
What?
We love so much
with her good friend.
Every time they're gonna go ahead and question Gary in Senate meetings, she would send Gary a list of questions and everything else to him.
Prep him.
She would prep him and be like, "Yo, are these good to go? Do you need me to change any of these?
Are there any that you don't want to answer?"
I don't want to answer.
Uh-huh.
He was just like, "No, these are good.
These are good." Yeah. Damn, that guy was getting the coaching on the side from the person who's gonna be drilling him. That's crazy. Let me move my phone real quick.
It is crooked.
It is crooked. But like, Gary's working on those ETFs,
which, quick ad, on the SEC page, I believe, wherever they talk about it, they added crypto as an asset now, that in the middle. When you click on it, it explains the risk of crypto and everything else, essentially prepping for the ETF, because it wasn't there a couple months ago.
Okay. It wasn't there like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
A while ago.
A couple months. A while back. Yeah. Probably 2 to 3 weeks ago, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And they just recently added it. Also, Google, since like 2017.
I was gonna say that too. I already know where
they're updating their privacy policy.
Crypto policies.
Yeah. You're allowing, basically, crypto's gonna be allowed to advertise on Google.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad you brought that up, because that means we're on the same page with them.
And now we're moving towards that, meaning advertising on Google. We're gonna push Google. You're gonna be able, crypto. Companies are gonna be able to push their assets.
If we put it into perspective, like if ETFs are coming around the corner,
January essentially.
Yeah.
January 10th.
Less than a month from now.
Yeah. At that point, it's like it's approved or not, essentially.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, it's dead.
Which, if it's not approved,
someone's going to jail with him. Someone's going to jail.
Be ready for correction.
Yeah. So yeah, big correction for sure. That's the only thing. It's like, if it doesn't get approved.
How big though? I don't think it's gonna be as big as we think it is.
Okay, so
it'll be a tickle.
I think
it'll be 20 to 30%.
It'll be one of those tickles that might make you like pee your pants a little bit.
It'll be. I think if it doesn't get approved, it's a 30% correction, and then you just buy up for having and coming up.
Okay. So here's the thing. It's a decentralized market.
Yeah.
The government's gonna try. It's not gonna work. Like, I'm sorry, government. It's not gonna work. It's just not. There's too many people. There's tens of thousands of nodes out there for Bitcoin alone. Not to mention all the other crypto markets, blockchains. But yeah, so what I was gonna say was, like, so if we put it into perspective, with the ETFs about to be approved or denied, likely approved.
Well, more than likely.
Exactly. This also, like, this whole Google thing kind of like puts it into perspective also. So these asset funds managers are gonna have a bunch of money that they're going to want to use to promote their ETFs. Who are they going to go to?
Google.
Duh. They're literally one of the biggest advertisement agency out there. I mean, granted, they could go to Facebook and Instagram also, but
but it may look a little more skeptical.
But the thing is, Google also going to like shut it down a little bit.
Also, the market on Instagram, you're not going to look for ETFs on Instagram.
Exactly.
For the most part.
Exactly. Google's.
If anything, they might go to Twitter.
Twitter.
And if you don't go to Twitter, you're fumbling the bag.
Yeah, like, okay, but like, if Google wasn't approving it, then like they might like try to like silence any links on their search engine.
They'll suppress those.
So
things.
I mean, it's just a move for Google to like for them to make more revenue.
Yeah, because they're also realizing how much money is going to come into this market.
A metric boatload.
Exactly.
Just to not say other words.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Like, so much money is going to go into the market.
Oh, also to add to the tokens we were talking about, Kujira is also outperformed Bitcoin today. Is up 16%.
16%?
Yeah. Relative to what Bitcoin was. And Kujira just reached a good buying price of $2.09. $2.90.
Why do you say good buying price?
Because that's a solid price.
It's a solid price.
Yeah.
You could support lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, like, the tip from there on, it's done like 2 tests and it's bounced. And it's hit all-time highs from those bounces.
Okay. Yeah, man. Elizabeth Warren tripping out here. She's tripping with that whole bill thing that she's going to come out.
Yeah. She's FUD.
She is straight up FUD. She's like Gary Gensler, like inverse.
He's more FUD.
My bad, not Gary Gensler. Jim Cramer. Inverse all of Jim Cramer.
Another FUD guy.
Yeah. Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler is just FUD. Yeah, I mean, she's got a supposed anti-crypto army in the world.
They're kind of losing.
Yeah, they will lose.
They're kind of losing.
They will lose. That's the thing. It's just there's no way like I said, let me see if I can pull up more information on that. But like, they're going to try to implement some things that will not be able to be implemented. Oh, did you see that that like hearing that she had with Jamie Dimon?
Yeah, where Jamie said like crypto is a scam, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's all BS. That's just the banks, because it wasn't just Jamie Dimon.
it was banks.
It was
centralized banks.
It was a bunch of banks out there, and they're just like, crypto's used for funding criminal activity and illicit activity, and it should be stopped. All I really heard was, yeah, they're funding illicit activity on blockchains, and they're not funding it through us, so we're not making any money on it.
Yeah,
because illicit activity, I'm gonna be blunt and honest, illicit activity will be funded no matter how. That's like criminals will commit crimes.
I mean, what is this guy Menendez, the senator for New Jersey? He got paid off with gold.
Yeah.
In bricks of gold.
Exactly.
The old-fashioned way. Get out of here.
Exactly. So like I said, like criminals will commit crimes. There's no way around it. Now, would we rather have crimes being committed in agencies, firms that have all their information blocked away from the public, or would we rather have it in open air where anyone could do their own research and journalism could take action? Oh, we're seeing a lot of funds moving from this wallet to that wallet, and this wallet is doing a lot of funds with some ammunition companies. Okay, well, who's what's going on here? Where's the ammunition company sending their guns to? So like, there's more just like forensic analysis that can be done when information is open and on the blockchain. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, Digital Assets Money Laundering Act of 2023. It's to extend the Bank Secrecy Act, BSA. Pretty much making KYC for non-custodial software products and wallets.
What's a bunch of slime bags?
Wallet providers, miners, validators, and other network participants.
Of course.
So just
Dapps,
they're trying
everything.
They're just like abstracting everything and trying to put anyone who does crypto in part of this.
Kind of thing we talked about with DeFi. And they can't go after the DeFi protocol itself, but they can go after the front end that has a domain. Like, you're just gonna take off that on ramp.
Yeah, all you gotta do is connect to the network, like with your own software, with your own.
You'll find a different way to get on it.
Exactly. That's why I love the beauty about decentralization. It's like anyone who is witty enough can actually access it and have true financial freedom in terms of like how they can spend their money.
And what you also cause is just people be like, okay, so this country, who's America, China, other countries, are just fully going against crypto, just be like, okay, we'll just go to a country that doesn't.
Yeah.
Whether it's worse or not, if you're just outperforming, sadly to say, the lower class, and you're the top earners, you're still going to live a similar to good life you were living in a first world country, even if it's Argentina, El Salvador. They're not the worst countries in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll be fine. Or anyone who's just up Bitcoin forward or crypto forward, better said. Forward.
Yeah, just accepting of the new market and willing and interested and invested in developing it.
Like everything, anywhere with money, you'll be pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's crazy out here. These people.
Do you have a Segway to go with here?
Yes. If you made it this far,
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We thank you guys for being here.
Follow.
Share it with some friends, because that really helps us out, and we love doing this for you guys. So, also, I do have something else I want to mention. We're gonna have a surprise guest coming up, in a little bit through this episode that we weren't aware that was gonna come on until like
today,
a few hours ago. Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. We'll see how that.
We're not sure what's gonna happen.
We're not sure how this conversation is gonna go, but we are expecting a jolly good time. We'll see. But yeah.
So I have one question, and I have other topics.
Sure.
I need to get my question out of the way.
Okay.
Because it's two parts to this.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the cyber attack that's happening with China?
With China, I've heard of it, but I don't know.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen an effect.
I haven't really seen too many. I haven't seen too many like news articles or anything on it. Specifically, I haven't. I tried looking for some stuff today, but nothing.
Cool. All right, so not much there. Second one is everyone's talking about this movie that came out on Netflix. that it's about this family who went to this fancy house because for like a weekend or a week or whatever, and apparently power goes out, like internet access, like the current cyber attack that's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And the family who owns the house comes back, but there's no way to prove they're really the owners of the family because there's no internet access. And then like it's just
so like internet goes out, period, like all
of America,
okay.
or like maybe all around the world.
Oh, and then some people move into the house or come back
saying
and
that they own the house,
and then the original owners or so supposedly someone else comes over and says, "Oh, this is our house."
So no, not the original. The people renting it.
I haven't seen this movie.
Me neither.
Okay.
I just saw the clip and then I see it going on Instagram. I just want to bring it up. It was just see if you heard any information.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a family that rented it, and then original owners come back that same night as the family that got in that rented it, and the owner's like, "This is our house," and they're just like, "Can you let us back into our house?" So basically, this couple and this family just living in the same house now.
Oh, so they live in the house.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. Yeah.
What the? Like, for some reason, I thought this was going like in the direction of like
we're in a war.
Us, like
us over you. Yeah?
No, like the movie Us.
Oh no,
like the Jordan Peele.
The Jordan Peele.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, I don't want to ruin the movie, but like it's kind of similar vibes.
So the reason this is such a big conspiracy wave, and I will say it's a conspiracy. I don't have any.
Yeah. So
proof.
like the one thing to go back on that whole China cyber attack thing, the one thing that I do remember seeing was that that there was like some news that they've been doing it. It's an advanced persistent threat. Yeah. Like they've been attacking the United States, and it has something to do with like the thing that happened in Las Vegas.
Gotcha.
Like the Bellagio thing.
The Bellagio thing and all that. Yeah. Just a purpose. I haven't watched the movie. I don't have enough information about the whole attack. But the movie, you want to know who produced the movie?
Oh God. Who?
Barack and Michelle Obama.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They produced the movie?
They produced a movie talking about a world getting hit by a cyber attack, everything getting shut down in America. And now we're being like, it's publicly being announced that we're being belittled and attacked by China.
Interesting.
All within like 2 weeks.
That is crazy.
That's pretty like, I'm not saying there's anything there.
I mean, they were in the White House for
8 years?
8 years.
Yeah, so I'm not saying there's anything there, but like coincidence is nice.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. I didn't know that first of all, I barely know anything about that movie, but then the fact that they produced it.
That's what I've seen on Twitter.
Wow.
And Instagram.
I just thought, for some reason, I thought it was going to be like a thriller. Like they're going to go to war with each other to a degree.
I haven't watched much. All I remember is like one scene that this freight is just going straight into the sand. Like straight.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, sorry for that time. I thought you would
No, that is interesting. I actually think our guest is going to be getting here soon. So
okay.
I think we should probably take a little break.
Okay.
And then come back in just to be like, oh, here we are with the guest.
All right, then I'll bring up my next topic later.
Yeah? Is it something you want to bring up later, or do you prefer?
I was going to bring it up. It's FOMC because it means tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see it for when he gets here.
All right.
Cool, guys. This is also another great time to just leave a comment, be like, guess who it is. Who do you think it is?
You'll never guess.
Yeah, you won't guess, but just tell us who you would like it to be.
Tell us who you want us to have on.
Exactly. That would be a great
We'll start firing emails.
We'll start firing so many emails. We'll be like, yo, this person wants you on here. Let's go. Let's make it happen. So I want to talk about something that.
Okay, we'll get to yours.
Okay.
Just because mine makes sense with the rest of it.
Okay.
And you told me to wait on it.
Sounds good. Yeah, true. I forgot about that.
I was gonna say it right there.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's go.
Continuing with, because you said PMI, right? This when we started the episode, or now?
No,
PPI,
CPI. I didn't say that in this recording at all.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, I told you yesterday that CPI and PPI was coming out, but it was just CPI that came out today. Yeah, not the PPI. I probably overread that.
All right, cool. So CPI comes out today, and it was
came out.
Came out.
All
right, I said, what did I say?
Comes out.
Oh, my fault. CPI came out today, and it came out as forecast, which was, I think, same as last time, 3.1 or 0.1?
Point 1.
0.01?
0.01, yeah, something super small.
0.1.
0.1.
0.1.
It's a point followed by a 1. I don't know. There's a 0.
Yeah, last numbers. So yeah, 0.1.
0.1. Yeah. So small inflation.
Nothing. It was what was expected.
Mm-hmm. That's good news.
Yes. So now we're going to move from that to what's going to happen tomorrow, which is PPI, and we have the FOMC meeting.
Okay. FOMC meeting next
tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cover that next week for you guys.
No, there won't be much to cover.
Okay, never mind. We're not covering that next week, guys.
We probably won't have to, unless like something debacle, like unless Jerome Powell comes out and goes, "We're raising interest rates to a full percent." We'll be fine.
we'll be fine.
Most likely, nothing's gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
because they basically announced we're gonna start coming down next year. There is no reason to increase rates by a quarter of a point to then decrease rates.
To then decrease if
he'll probably just
3 months later. Yeah.
So there probably won't be nothing to talk about. We will be paying attention to the market though, because no news is news. It's just him saying we're gonna be rates.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When it comes to Jerome Powell,
it might not affect crypto that much since we're just
probably the most influential person in America
at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that. The FOMC meeting comes out tomorrow. We'll see what happens. It shouldn't do much.
It shouldn't do much. Next to nothing, hopefully.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bro, I saw this video on YouTube. You know what? That's a complete tangent. It has nothing to do with CPA.
Okay, but nothing's gonna happen. And if something does happen, we'll be
coming
with the hot.
How did the market in terms of like stocks react?
Stocks are up.
Stocks are up.
Stocks are almost at all-time highs.
Oh wow, all-time highs.
Stocks are almost at all-time highs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
People. Oh, you know what? Now I can actually tie it into the video I saw. It was a video of David Portnoy on I think like a Fox segment interview. It was like a 6-minute segment, and the guy interviewing Portnoy, an old man, was like, "What are you investing in?" And then he's like, "Well, my bags are pumped. Like I'm killing it."
Is that when he was during COVID? He was just making money left and right?
No, this was like recent. This was like I'm gonna pull up the history right now just so I can see it. So yeah, stop hates. It was on Fox, but hopefully I don't. It was literally a day ago. David Portnoy doubles down on not hiring Harvard, MIT, and UPenn grads, and it's some old man there. I don't even know his name, but the guy was funny because he was talking about. He was like, "Damn, Portnoy, I love having you on because like you have these great like you usually come up with these great headlines, but like you're killing me like." All the questions I'm asking you, you're just answering it like right away. And then Portnoy is like, well, that's not my fault. That's your fault for like not asking great questions. Like you're like, this is volleyball. You gotta set me up. I'm just gonna spike it down. And it was just like funny. Like it's a very funny video watching Portnoy get interviewed by this guy. It's on YouTube. Stop hate speech. Dave Portnoy doubles down on not hiring Harvard, MIT, and UPenn grads. Oh, so to mention on that. Portnoy was talking about like how hate speech is not the same thing as like he was like making a distinguish there's like hate speech and then like some other thing was like speech is like actually like you're going against someone, like you're actively trying to like batter someone. Like he brought up a whole thing about like Hitler. Okay. And he's like there's very like there's a difference between these two, and he's like I just don't want like these not companies, institutions, Harvard, MIT, and UPenn to infringe on people's freedom of speech. So he's like he's not hiring anyone from those schools until their deans
change.
Yeah, step down.
Yeah, but what if those people don't? I guess like because what he's saying is there's indoctrination in these in colleges and universities, and that obviously affects the people. But
yeah, he's like there's already people. He's like he has people who are hired from like Harvard, that are like grandfathered in. He's like we're not gonna fire them because like they fit within the company culture.
Yeah, but you find someone who went to Harvard who fits in the company culture.
It's protest. It's to make sure that it's okay. Yeah, cool. You can find one person, but if everyone else is being like indoctrinated,
that's like all colleges and universities have some sort of indoctrination to some degree, as in anything you do or follow will have some sort of
100%.
Like
you join a community, you're gonna
have indoctrination.
You're gonna get indoctrinated.
Like the reason people don't want to take their kids to public school is not because the teacher is a bad teacher. They're teaching something you don't want your kid to be taught.
Yeah.
You rather indoctrinate them to what you want.
Things that you think are
no wrong in that. I'm not saying that's wrong or right. I'm just saying that's
just freedom of what.
It's freedom of indoctrination, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, like as an adult, you have the opportunity to choose what communities you get into. As a child,
it's indoctrination.
if it's just forced upon you, Oh, 100%. But yeah, no, I just thought that was a super funny thing. You know, I was like, that it's worth a watch. It's 36 minutes.
Nice.
But on another note, in one of my rants, Apple AirTags.
Okay.
I was walking around with one today. It was on some keys that I was using, and I was
You're getting followed by Apple.
And I was like, you know what? This thing is utilizing too many people, and they're not benefiting from it. Okay, so do you know how this works? This doesn't connect to the internet.
No, it connects to what? Your phone, right?
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Strictly Bluetooth communications. So like the question is, how does this determine its location without connecting to the internet?
Proximity to the Bluetooth connection?
To Bluetooth connection, correct. So what happens? This thing has a serial number, and it's emanating. It has a transponder, just pretty much emanating its location. It's pinging out for a device, specifically Apple devices. And whenever it detects an Apple device that's not the original owner's Apple device,
it pings it?
It's looking for another Apple device, right? So then what happens from there? Okay, cool. So that device. So let's say this is my AirTag, and this is my device. It's here. There's no need for it to be looking for any other device because the information.
It reads it.
The information for the iCloud.
But if I have it.
Yeah, but let's say you have it taken with you or whatever because it's in my bag. You stole something from me, or I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I took your bag and it has your AirTag.
Exactly. It's gonna be pinging your phone and sending the information to Apple servers. And then Apple servers will notify me on my phone
where the location
is.
And it doesn't do that with anything but Apple products.
Yeah, this only works with Apple products.
Yo.
Or you know what? I don't know if it works with other softwares, but I'm pretty sure it's only Apple. I don't remember right now, but nonetheless, this goes back into something that I realized. I was like, we have multiple devices, and they are all communication. This is called the Internet of Things. They're all communicating with each other and providing each other information, very important information, right? I'm all cool for something knowing where I'm at if I want to know where that thing's at. But I think it's unfair to let's say for you to be the carrier of that information and not benefit from that in any way or shape or form. And that is helium's proposition.
Yeah.
So this thing needs to send me a packet of information. How's it going to do that? Okay, cool. It pings you, and it's going to pull information from the wallet address on this thing that says, pull money from this funds, send this information to the owner so that they can know wherever it's at. Where Apple is just charging you up front for this and providing their whole service on this. And you unknowingly, you're taking up some information. You're providing the transfer of information, and you're not benefiting the reward. And I was just you know what? It's kind of, I don't know. I guess I was just agitated earlier today.
You don't like things using your information without you benefiting.
Yeah,
I've always had this issue.
Yeah, so so what happened? What specifically? I think the reason why I went through all this thing was because I had this on me, and I was pretty hangry, and I was on my way to get lunch, and I was you know what? This thing someone should be benefiting from this if it's not me. And in this case, it's not me, it's Apple transferring information, seeming we're doing all this for you, but they're just using your phone, the one that you paid for, to provide them a service.
Provide you the service.
No, your phone is sending Apple information.
Yeah, but
Apple's
to ping your product.
To ping my product, exactly. But it's using your phone, your product.
Yeah, but shouldn't you pay for the service then? That's a situation.
So it is a service that I'd be paying with my Helium tokens.
In this situation.
It would be a service I'd be paying for my Helium tokens to you for sending me the information that I need.
Yeah, but okay, yeah.
Versus, Apple's just using you because
you do the same thing, but you're paying Apple to do it.
Exactly. And Apple's taking Apple's taking the credit for this, but you're the one providing the service.
I got you. That this isn't a tangent because it follows up to something. So you know how you have buy now, pay later. You know what that is?
Buy now, pay later. Yeah. Like you take a device and then as you start paying for it. Like,
So it's like, you know what a firm is?
a firm?
A firm.
Oh yeah, like the payment
those payment plans, right?
Yeah.
So they're not credit cards or line of credit or anything like that.
Mhm.
They're called they're a service provider called buy now, pay later.
Yeah, so they become like the owner of the product. So, okay, let me not get ahead of myself.
So I bought this MacBook, for example,
Mhm.
with a firm to buy now, pay later. Meaning I buy this MacBook, I make a deposit or an initial payment of $250 up front.
Mhm.
I only have to do 3 more payments after that within certain time span.
Mhm.
It can't be within months, but it has to be every 2 weeks. I have to make a $250 payment, for an example. That's buy now, pay later. It's not considered a credit card because a credit card is I buy it outright and I just pay the company in installments as long as I want. I can hold that balance for as long as I want.
Your creditor.
My creditor.
Mhm.
Exactly. So a lot of companies do buy now, pay later as a service.
Mhm.
Affirm, PayPal, others.
Mhm.
So you can also do it with Best Buy. You can do the same service, buy now, pay later, through Affirm. For an example, you buy through them, Affirm, buy now, pay later. Best Buy is selling it to Affirm essentially at a certain level where they're making a difference.
Mhm.
The minute you miss a payment, it's a 30% interest. They make that money
Mhm.
plus whatever the product they sold was.
Yeah.
So Apple, there's a reason I brought up Apple.
Okay. This is why you brought up this whole
Yeah.
buy now, pay later thing.
And I
'cause
explained it
ties into Apple.
So you could essentially have done the same thing with Apple back a few months back or
A while ago.
A while ago. You
Mhm.
can do the same thing with Apple. However, now Apple is going to do their own service of buy now, pay later.
Oh, really?
Yes. You want to know why it's interesting?
Yeah, I would like to know why it's interesting, William.
Because now instead of Affirm, who all they did if you didn't pay the product, you just kept the product.
Oh, I know where
And-
this is going.
But since you're buying it from Apple and they know exactly who you are, they have the serial number to your account, to the software, they can shut your phone off.
Yeah, that's exactly where I thought
For
it was
not
going.
paying.
That's exactly where I thought it was going. That is crazy. They just be like, oh, you didn't pay?
You didn't pay
Off.
this installment, or okay, you had this 30%, you haven't paid in a month or 2 months, your phone's off.
Mm-hmm. But that makes sense.
I'm not saying-
I'm not strictly opposed to that though, because they're like, okay, you gave them credit. You're like, I'm promising you that I'll pay this back.
so that's not some sort of overreach, having the ability to turn it off on you.
Okay, so that is interesting because yes, if they have the ability to turn off your phone, a phone that you bought from Apple, with buy now pay later,
Again,
that means they have the ability to do it for other phones.
Yes,
Phones that are not theirs.
correct.
That's the part that's like overreachy, but they're not doing it. The only problem is
Yeah,
that there's
I know.
a potential for like the whole movie thing that you just brought up, where the internet goes out. Potential for these Chinese hackers to go in and be like, you know what, shut off all iPhones, boom, and encrypt it so that there's no way to shut it back on, to turn it back on.
That too.
But like we're talking about Apple, like they have insane security measures.
No, 100%. No, I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying Apple would do that. I'm saying it does go to the whole thing of it gets sketchy.
Yeah, so like that
Like the amount of trust we have in these big tech.
that kind of also goes with like Tesla though.
That's where I was gonna go to.
Yeah,
Next.
I figured because like Teslas are self-driving cars to a degree that's
to most of them, yeah.
the risk on that is just so much higher. Yeah, cool. You have 1 million self-driving cars out there using Tesla's network, their supercomputer that we talked about last week,
Yeah.
and someone just says, "Oh, shut off the supercomputer." Oh, now all these cars are lost. They don't know what the heck they're doing, and you're trusting it because you think it should be driving fine. Then all you know, it just keeps on going straight, and there's a cliff in front of you.
Yeah, but that's I forgot what movie it was, but there was a movie where they just turned on all like they took control of all the electric cars that were around like New York, and all I did was just like have it drive off of things. Since all the cars, so many cars are just electric to a degree, they're just like turning them on and just making them drive.
Mm-hmm.
And cars are already on, they're just taking over.
Yeah. The crazy part about this is we're talking about what's called the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
How almost every device nowadays has internet connectivity. The assumption is, oh, if everything's smart, then everything should be better. That's not always necessarily true. Like, I don't fully understand why. I saw a refrigerator one time with Twitter on it at the time.
Oh, I remember.
Like,
No idea.
Like, why?
Because we're a first world country and we can just.
You gotta. Why you gotta tweet while you're pouring yourself a glass of water
milk
on the refrigerator?
Because you're missing milk. I'm tweeting from the fridge. I don't got milk.
That's crazy. Just tweet on your phone. I don't got milk.
I don't know.
But so where I'm getting at with this is that a lot of these Internet of Things products, they're not super regulated. So a lot of like manufacturers just create a product with internet capabilities, but with minimal to no security infrastructure whatsoever. So a lot of these devices are super insecure. If there's enough of them, like there's a bunch of vulnerabilities out there, and too many exploits where a lot of like threats and attacks can take place. And that's just a growing thing because that's the world that we live in terms of act fast, think later, like
something like that
to a degree, yeah. Where we're just it is a good idea, but with little to no regard as to what the repercussions could be. It's like, it's not so much of like, can we do it, but should we do it? Like, should everything have internet capabilities, like a refrigerator?
I was thinking about the title of this episode. Bitcoin crashes imminent. Some full clickbait type.
Bitcoin crash on its way. Yeah, it's clickbaity as hell. It's not. I wouldn't say it's necessarily
inaccurate.
Just kind of where we think it's gonna.
No, I don't think we just don't know when that pullback's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.
So I have another thing that we could talk about.
All right.
That I just learned about today.
What's up?
I don't know when this news came out, but it's relevant to me, and the IRS has changed its its rates for the year 2023.
Okay, nice.
For everyone except for the upper percentile.
Really, they're saying the same.
Yeah, they're saying the same.
Wasn't Biden's whole thing increasing the tax on the rich?
So marginal rates
above 400,000.
Yeah, so above 578,000.
Can you send me that link too?
It's literally irs.gov, but yeah, I'll put it.
I need you to send it because I have a coworker I want to show this to.
Yeah, for sure. So, marginal rates for tax year 2023, the top tax rate remains 37% for individual single taxpayers with incomes greater than 578,000 and 693,000 for married couples.
So it hasn't changed.
It didn't change for people earning more than that, which is a top one.
What about 400,000? Where does that fall under?
400
or respectfully.
It is at so we have 11,000, 44,000, 95, 182, and 231. This is all individual, not joint marriage.
We're keeping it simple.
Yeah. So if you're making $231,000 or more, you're getting taxed 35%. This is federal. This isn't state.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people in a high.
We'll talk about it now because I saw something on Instagram describing the tax for California.
Cool. So 35% for 231,000, 32% for incomes over 182,000. I'm rounding. 24% for incomes over 95,000, 22% for incomes over 44,000, and 12% for incomes over 11,000. I think 12% federal tax for anyone making over 11,000 is absolutely criminal.
That's a lot of money.
So, yeah, that's an insane amount of money.
12,000 or
11,000.
11,000 getting taxed 12%.
12%.
What? $1,200? 13
times 0.2. 1,320. $1,300.
I said that.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a whole month of rent for a lot of people.
That's a paycheck.
That's insane. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, my thing is federal income tax is a crime.
At the rate they're doing it, because there's individualized.
I know all of it. All of it's a crime.
We can say that
it's unconstitutional.
Maybe. I mean, we did leave England because of this.
It's unconstitutional. Well, we rebelled against England. We literally.
I don't know if it's fully unconstitutional.
It's 100% unconstitutional.
No, I think we.
Well, actually, no. It's not. Okay, it's not unconstitutional.
He's
because the 16th Amendment is what allows the federal
So
government to.
If you want to say 32% is unconstitutional and 12% for 11,000, I'm gonna agree with you.
37% for the top earners.
Because it's not just that. It's not just theirs. It's also the state within they're in is also doing a separate tax.
The state tax is a little bit different, but still.
Yeah, but it's one and then the other.
Yeah, that's the part that's like.
It's also not your sales tax on things. So it's not like. Let's break it down. You get paid if you're W-2, you're getting taxed from your paycheck immediately from your company.
Yeah, if you're getting paid and like
W-2, not 1099, nothing that you have to self-reporting on. Let's be clear. W-2. Your money has been taxed. You go to the grocery store, you're being taxed.
Yep. For the goods and services that you're buying.
Yeah, you're buying. From there, you buy your house.
I don't even
with
want
money.
That one makes my blood boil.
With money that you're already taxed on.
That one makes my blood boil.
You buy your house. You're gonna pay
property tax
every year for that property to keep as your property.
It's ridiculous.
Your property tax will increase even though you don't sell your house because just the prices within the neighborhood have increased.
Yeah. So like that's like taxing
unrealized gains.
Unrealized gains.
And then once you sell your house, you will also be taxed at 30% capital gains tax and you're already being taxed yearly from the time you've owned that house.
And then whenever you die,
your beneficiaries are being taxed on it as well. If it's not
for money that's been taxed 10 times
already.
Hyperboles, but still.
Yeah.
It's just
we're being taxed on every degree, and it's kind of absurd.
So the part that specifically
flat rate tax,
that'd be golden. That'd be more fair.
30% for everyone.
That's also still high though. Like
30%, but you're not getting capital gains tax. It's still 30%.
I think there should be like a minimum income that you should meet before you get taxed.
I think if you're not making above $24,000, there should be no tax.
Yeah, that seems fair
in this current age, current times.
Yeah,
because 24,000 is a minimum wage worker.
Yeah,
at the higher end.
Yeah, that's pretty much minimum wage. Who's full time, a minimum wage full time. Yeah, who's
probably a person who goes to school and does everything else.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it has like probably more than one hustle, but
exactly
just doing stuff. I think that's the cap. Like, okay, from there under.
Also, just throwing a number out.
Yeah, that's more or less. That's more or less where I was at, though. If I'm being honest. Above that, flat rate for everyone.
I think 30%.
30%. Okay. But
I think 30%. I would get rid of sales tax.
So then the thing is,
or if you want to do sales tax, 1%.
1%.
Or if you want when you want charges instead of the sales tax, be like, this is what it costs us to import an import tax. This is what we're paying to import it.
Tariffs.
The tariff. This is what it costs. Now it's up to you. What do you want to do there?
Yeah, but that gets priced into the product.
Don't price it in. Show it.
No, that gets priced in.
You're pricing it in. What I'm saying is, you go to sell it. Depending where we're buying, you can just show you, like, you're paying this amount.
Okay, yeah, this is what the goods cost. This is what the tax is.
Exactly.
True. Also doable. So another reason why I say taxation is
criminal,
absolutely criminal, is because wait a minute, it's innocent until proven what?
Guilty.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's innocent until proven guilty.
That's how the justice system works.
So yeah, supposedly.
No, that's pretty much how it works for everything else, except for taxes. It's guilty until proven innocent.
And it can take years to prove yourself innocent.
Money, like, because you gotta hire an accountant. You might have to hire a lawyer. Yeah. Like, it's just, that's wild.
And depending on the level of business and who you are and what level you're at, it just gets way worse.
So like, to a degree, it's more so like the government says, "Oh, all the money that you make,
it's not yours.
It's not yours. It's ours, and we're just deciding you're gonna
take some.
You're gonna keep 90% of it. You're going to keep 70% of it.
In some cases, 50% of it.
That's the part that's insane, William.
We'll get there.
That's wild.
So two things now I'm going to add.
Okay.
Grant Cardone.
Taxes were only supposed to be... Federal tax is... was supposed to be temporary.
Yeah, it was brought around during the First World War.
Civil War. Yeah, it was for the Civil War to pay off. But that makes sense because that was a war.
We needed it.
Yeah, it was war fought within the people.
And then it was taken off and it was brought back.
Yeah.
And I think it was World War One or
something.
There was another thing, another crisis occurred, rebrought, and then it stayed.
Yeah, because what happened was the first Civil War, and they implemented it first of all with a lot of despise. Like a lot of people didn't want to pay it. Yeah. Everyone paid it. Whatever. It played itself out, and it showed to be successful for the government. So then, when they brought it back again,
they're like, "Oh, snap! We're gonna keep this."
They didn't implement we're gonna get rid of it,
and then just stayed. Two things. So Grant Cardone's on the podcast, Grant Steffen's Iced Coffee Hour, and Grant talked about how when he left California to come to Florida 8 years ago, the IRS of the state of California essentially went after his companies because they told him, "You did not exit California properly. You owe this amount of money to us," and they audited him 4 times. He won all 4 audits, but he talked about how I spent millions of dollars to do this, to fight against them so that they wouldn't win.
And so essentially, he was innocent because he won, but he was being treated as if he was guilty. He's like, "Oh no, we're gonna take all your stuff away." Yeah. That's not fair. And not only is that not fair, that's just counterproductive. This guy is investing in businesses and creating.
Yeah, he's creating jobs.
He's creating wealth.
In this situation, the state of California.
He's creating wealth. I saw how much I'm getting taxed, and I was like, bro, this is enough for me to hire a freelancer or 2 for certain jobs and get our thing going further. I was like, it's not worth. Personally, I'm against taxes.
So
political. I'm getting political.
So lastly, this is gonna be California. Gross income, $1.5 million. Federal tax, $513,164. State tax, $184,557.
There's a breakdown of someone in particular, or not?
Just one
number.
Someone who grossed a 1.5 mil. Okay. How much they would have to pay in taxes in the state of California.
Okay. Can you start from the beginning? Sorry.
Yeah. So they would have gross income. This is how much that person made. 1.5 million. They paid $513,000 in federal income, in federal tax. Their state tax was $184,000. Social Security, $9,000. Medicare, $33,000. State disability, $1,000. Total tax, $741,886,000. Net income, $758,114. Tax rate, 49.5%. You guys can go ahead and see this. It's a post from Wealth on Instagram that broke it down. They got taxed 50%. Elon Musk, year 2022, got taxed at the highest rate any year ever paid.
He paid the highest
income tax. He paid 53%, meaning more of his money that he made that year went to the government than what he kept. You want to know the bullshit? When Tesla, SpaceX, all these companies were being first launched and he was trying to produce them, he took agreements as a member saying, "I will not have a salary. I will only get paid if my companies perform." And because his companies did perform, he was penalized or taxed at 53%. But because he did what he did, he got taxed the most. Even though he took the initiative of, "Don't pay me, I will only make money off what it works."
Yeah, not only did he take all the risk, because he took all the risk.
He
was the one who put up the money. He was the one who
did everything.
He did everything. He had to pay up front, at the end.
At the end, you have to pay 53% of whatever he made.
You said Social Security there?
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on Social Security, will you?
One problem at a time.
Social Security is a bunch of baloney. We're paying for it. Are we gonna see it? Oh, you know what I learned is that they only count the 10 years that you've paid the most in your Social Security.
What about the other?
It's important. It's not important.
Where does it go?
Oh, they collect it, but in terms of what you're earning in whatever they pay you at the end, whenever you start claiming Social Security,
I won't need it, but okay.
Whenever they start paying you Social Security, they only take the last 10 years, or not the last 10 years, your 10 best years. That just so happens to be your last
Typically or the last
yeah.
year,
So like
that's
for
when you
people
produce the most.
for people who like let's like right now in our early stages of life, it's not recommended to pay Social Security
because
we're
it's taxed.
because our W-2s, our companies tax it already.
Yeah.
But you could tell them don't include it. You could literally go to your HR and say don't tax Social Security. It's not worth it. Like literally, so if you start paying, so if typically what happens is when you're younger, you're not earning as much, and then as you start gaining skills and experience, you get obviously better job opportunities. That's typically like how it goes. You start climbing the ladder, and then you get to a point where like okay, you start making more money. The like kind of like the tricky part is finding those 10 best years in which you're at your highest earning rate to pay your Social Security there, and then whenever it is time for you to claim Social Security, you claim at those 10 best years. But yeah, either way, Social Security is just running out. It's literally running out of money. Older, like people are getting older, and there's a lot of old people. There's not enough money in there.
Nice.
But yeah, which probably has to do with because of that rule of like they only take your 10 best years instead of averaging all of them out, which isn't.
Even the average would be a little skewed because if you got like your earlier age.
Yeah, of course, but still.
Why not? It should be all added up and then divided by something.
Or like median.
Yeah, something. There's a better way.
Yeah, like when I found out about that, like my accountant was like, "Hey, if you don't want to, you don't have to." I was like, I didn't know that. I was like, let's see if we could do that. And then the whole property thing, man. It's yours. It's not the way government sees it.
I'm not against the
Property
tax yearly. I'm more against the sales tax of the capital gains tax on it because of the property tax.
Yeah. So property tax to me is like, okay, cool. We're the way I see it is this is a property inside the United States of America.
Yeah.
And there is a defense budget, and then we also do care about education. Those are the only two things: defense and education. So okay, cool. That the money's going towards defense and education, I'll pay taxes for that because those are two things I think are super important.
Like, to me, it's like this. It's a tax for living in America. The property tax.
Yeah.
Like the land's in America, you have to pay because we're in America.
Okay. Yeah. Taxation is criminal.
That's where we were on.
That's where I'm at.
And we're saying property tax.
Oh yeah, paying for like education. Yeah.
It's essentially the tax for living in America.
Oh yeah, for living in America. 100%.
And you said it was just you don't own it.
Yeah, you don't own it. You're kind of like saying, oh, I'm subleasing this property from the American government.
I mean, you are to.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like die. You're gonna die. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm like, okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna pay property tax, why
do I have to pay sales tax for the property?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like property taxes typically.
It's just we're taxed ridiculously. Like I honestly do think it's. You talk about overreach of power.
But we know the government has overreach of power.
Yeah.
Most governments do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some more.
That's why we're here. That's why we're advocating for crypto.
Yeah.
In terms of like our founding fathers of America, like this is super pro-American.
They'll be like we're
anarchist. Yeah. Like topple the government. Like just straight up fight tyranny.
So to end,
I'm still an ally though.
Okay.
I prefer not going against.
We're not going against America. That's what we got.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's the best we got so far.
Yeah.
To kind of wrap it up on a crypto topic.
Let's go. Crypto it up.
The all governments, are ours included.
All governments
are looking into CBDCs.
Yeah, that's
right.
Okay, that's not good news.
No, you're right.
Okay, like I was super hyped at first.
No, you see what I'm getting. You see where I'm going because it's like more like, yo, fuck them.
Okay, CBDCs.
They're all looking into CBDCs because they feel like that's something very doable. Like they can nail that on the head. Like we can go off of fiat to a digital fiat and full control. But they won't give you a voter tax ID that's on blockchain, right? Because that's not doable. But CBDCs are doable.
I don't have to start slapping people in the face. Back. Wake up. Like, these people are. What's up with that? Like, I honestly think voting has to be done on the blockchain.
Voting's not on blockchain, or they haven't thought of doing voting on blockchain, and we have to do a
They haven't thought of it because then they're we can't corrupt it anymore.
Exactly. But we're gonna be like, oh no, but we're definitely gonna
the voter fraud that got Trump and Biden into office.
Just in case, all of them.
It's not gonna work anymore.
Got every president into office
and Bush too.
All of them,
bro. All of them. They all it's all voter fraud. Put on the blockchain, then you'll know how many ballots got sent out. You know that. Make sure every address
is connected to a specific government wallet that has to be logged into. Fair.
One specific person is like, cool.
Like, even if you want to go, okay, the age of 65, since that's the retirement age, they don't have to hop on it. Everyone 30 and under has to, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a price to have.
People would prefer it too. People would prefer it.
It's on your phone. It's easier.
It's on your phone. Exactly.
It's on your laptop.
So like
what? Did someone's gonna vote for you?
Yeah, or influence your vote.
Because they already don't do that. Because depending who your parents are, they're already not telling you vote a certain way.
My mom saw actual voter fraud like going on, and she was like, "What the heck is going on?" Like she would see because she like helped at a voting center when people were voting for one of the elections of
like president or just
no, president.
Got you.
Like there's people outside like bringing like she saw like I think one person come in like 3 different times with 3 different old people. Like with a handful of different old people, go into the voting booth with them.
Yeah.
She was like, I thought this was like, what the heck's going on here? She told someone, and they just dropped it. And that was the first time, and she was like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. She's like, she didn't feel comfortable with it.
That's why there's going to be fraud anyways. At least you can limit the amount of fraud there is. I don't know.
100%.
I'm going to say Vivek for president.
For president, as long as he's
only crypto forward president there, so why would I vote for anyone else?
Yeah. Honestly, that's the only reason. That's the only reason why I'm not against it.
If I just vote for my policies, he's only crypto forward one. Everyone else, it doesn't.
Yeah, I vote on policies. I don't like voting on political lines. It's strictly policies
because they're all garbage. Apart from
they're all.
That's where you're gonna go on.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I don't necessarily trust that these policies that they're saying are gonna be completely followed through.
Does it matter? As long as someone's saying it.
Exactly. That's progress or something.
Let's get into it.
One last thing. It was like I'm getting hot now.
One last thing.
Let's go, William. Take your shoes off.
No.
It's going to be a minute.
We just talked about taxes.
100%.
And that it was increased for the 1%.
It wasn't increased.
That wasn't increased for the 1%.
It was increased
Wasn't Biden saying that he's going to increase taxes for the 1%? Anyone making $400,000 or above is going to get taxed at a higher rate. That says they're not. What happened?
Where are the policies at? Why are you saying you're going to do one thing and do the complete opposite?
Just don't do it. But everyone else who makes below that number is getting taxed higher.
Yep. And inflation's at all-time high, which we all know.
That's coming down, though.
Yeah, but... Well, I say all-time high. It's not all-time high.
Yeah, it's not all-time high.
But hyperboles.
Yeah.
Speaking hyperboles.
But it's like, bro...
But yeah, we all know that inflation just hurts the people. Inflation benefits the owners of things.
Yeah,
because then it's inflated. You could sell your assets, whatever you have.
For the most part, will cost more for them to produce it, so they have to.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done now.
Yeah,
that's all I needed to say.
Enough. This is a rant-filled episode.
No, it was some alpha in the beginning.
Yeah. No, we
get ready. That weekly dip is still not here. Time frames, RSIs have reset to a degree on the shorter time frames. Higher time frame though on the weekly and daily on some assets, still up. Bitcoin dominance will come down. When that dominance comes down, altcoins are ripping. When they rip, they'll rip for a while and then
secure backs.
Yeah. Pay attention to the market.
Pay attention to the markets because there's a lot happening and there's a lot of news coming out.
We will have a crypto token episode prepared for you guys one day.
Just cryptos, just straight up tokens.
Just straight up tokens.
We're gonna run down the list of tokens. See what's up.
Also, none of this is financial advice.
Yeah.
And we're not tax experts.
That's all. And we're not lawyers either.
And we're not lawyers.
We're just two dudes
who are into crypto and anarchy.
I think that's the first time William's ever said that. So
yeah. Like, subscribe. It's been another week.
Thank you. Of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Heyo.
Heyo.